Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a great 4th of July, however you choose to celebrate that or not, whatever your thing is. We don't really celebrate the day for cultural reasons, but we do take the opportunity to rest and to enjoy some really good food with our friends and family, go to the fireworks shows, that kind of thing. But today I'm going to be taking you guys behind the scenes a little bit to how I built my caseload and left my agency. So we are talking about mindset, strategy, marketing, exit plans, the whole thing. So if you know that this is what you need, then make sure you lean in and you listen and you pay attention. So let me introduce myself. I know many of you guys are new, and I'm so grateful for you. Many of y'all have already grabbed your spot for the free 3-day challenge I'm doing later in the month, and y'all have already joined my Facebook group, the CEO Clinician Community. So I'm excited to meet everyone. But I'm Cameisha Brewer Dickerson. I'm an LPC. I practice here in the state of Arkansas. I am a business coach for new therapists, and I teach the newbies how to set up, structure, and market their private practice without relying on directories or paid ads. And I teach you how to do that in just 60 days through my signature 8-week program called Private Practice Ready. And if you are a new therapist, that's how I support you. We do these 3-day challenges just to just provide value and free training. So that's what I do. If you're an established therapist, I also help you to scale your practice through creating signature services, online courses, up leveling your speaking engagements, and doing some really cool things that way as well. So that program is called VIP coaching, or you can join the CEO Clinician Vault. And those of you that are interested in the Vault, like you already have clients and you're ready to scale, we're doing an early bird rate. That program starts in October. So the early bird rate is $347 a month. So it's going to go up. So if you know this is what you need and you're looking for business development training, make sure you take advantage of that opportunity. All right. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how I built my caseload. Those of y'all that are new, make sure you say hello. Can't wait to meet you and read all of your comments. So let's talk about it. How I built my caseload, how I left my agency. I left my agency Christmas Day of 2020, right? And it was a glorious day. I will never forget the experience. I will also never forget the trauma that happened whenever I was in preparation to leave, right? Anytime you commit to something, things usually get a little bit more difficult just because I think it's a way to build character and it is a way for you to learn and grow and figure out, okay, do I want this? Am I really cut out for this? Because it's so easy to leave your agency when all things are going well. It's so easy to leave when you've got a ton of money saved up and you've got support from your partner or from your spouse, or when you know exactly what to do in your private practice. It's easy to leave when you have those things in place. But when you don't have those things in place and you're in an agency where the environment is toxic, you're in an agency where you don't even know why you signed up to work for them in the first place. Like you thought it was a good position and then you quickly found out that it wasn't, but you couldn't leave because you have bills and you have children to take care of and you got to pay for groceries and childcare. You got rent, a mortgage, you got car notes, you got student loans coming in. Like you got all the things happening. Like I understand if you are in that situation and money's still tight and some of you are still under supervision. So like you have to be there because you need the money, you have to be there because you need to be able to take care of your family. And those of you have ever been in a situation of survival mode, hey Lisa, like me, like you already know that you can't just be jumping ship, right? That's what my daddy used to say. You can't just jump ship until you've got all your stuff in a row, until you've got everything in place. Like you can't go and you started feeling trapped in your agency. If that is you, I understand. And I want to make sure that you guys hear my heart in today's training that I'm going to do. I'm not just saying, oh, you should just leave. I understand why you stayed. And honestly, I think many of you should continue to stay until you get the business side down. Okay. I don't recommend, first of all, full time private practice is not for everybody. Okay. It depends on how much you want to work. It depends on, how good you are at marketing and building relationships, leveraging your skill set, creating other offers and opportunities where you can make more money. But in order to make more money, you have to be good at sales. So if you have none of that, you need to stay at your agency. Okay. So I'm going to frame that before we jump into it. So part of my journey of building my caseload, getting ready to leave my agency, the number one thing I did was I had to do my research. And when I say I had to do research, I had to research not just how to build a therapy practice, I had to research how to build a business, period. So being full time, not even full time, even when I was part time, but being in private practice was the second business I built. I spent 12 years serving as a nonprofit CEO. So the nonprofit sector and the business opportunities and funding to run the programs, the volunteers, the staff to get the materials and supplies we needed for the kids we served. That was a whole separate thing, but it was still business operations. So my business operations and marketing skills and consulting skills is really what helped me build my private practice. So I got a chance to kind of practice before I moved into the for-profit side through private practice. So if you don't have that, I understand, but it means you need to do your research and you need to research how to build a business. You need to research how to understand your niche, not a niche, because you guys are not, even if you're trauma trained and trauma informed, you don't treat all traumas, right? That's not your thing. That's not what you do well. Military PTSD for a combat vet, that's a different type of PTSD than a first time mom who had birthing complications because of a pregnancy and a delivery kind of thing. Totally different trauma. So you're not an expert in all trauma. So creating your niche and understanding the messaging, understanding how to speak to them is important. So I continue to do research. And so if you're brand new, you're like, Cameisha, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. You are brilliant. You are a master's level clinician, which means you need to be putting yourself in positions where you can learn the things you don't know. And you need to be putting yourself in positions and situations where you can learn what you don't know, even if you don't know that you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some of y'all are like, Cameisha, I have questions, but I don't know what the questions are yet. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I should be doing at this point. You need to do your research. You need to ask questions. You need to get in environments where learning is going forth. There is information being taught. There is strategy being taught. There are people there to connect with you and support you and not continue to cripple you and baby you. Say, oh, it's okay if you don't have clients. It's not okay. You got bills, right? So you have to be able to take care of your family. You have to be able to provide on all levels. So if you're brand new, you got to be able to provide for your family. If you already have clients and you're looking to scale your practice, you got to be able to provide for your family. So more money, more problems, right? But you have to do your research to figure out, like, okay, what do I need now? What do I need at this stage of my private practice? What do I need to be able to do? So I was researching, I was asking questions, I was going to events, I was going to trainings, I was watching webinars, I was doing all the things so I can figure out not just what to do, but also for the trainer who was facilitating, I was looking at how they were doing what they were doing. What moves were they making? What words were they using? What things were they saying? I was looking at all of those things because I knew I needed the business operations side. Okay. So I also, in addition to doing my research, I started looking at other opportunities to use my skill set. Okay. Some of y'all are putting way too much pressure on your therapy skills, and you are an incredible speaker. You're an incredible facilitator or trainer or consultant. You could work on other projects and partner with other collaborations and do all the things. You have other skill sets besides therapy. So use those in order to get therapy clients, and that you are going to need strategy on how to do. And I do teach that. So I do think that that is something that everybody needs to know how to do. And you're not just like, oh, I don't have therapy clients. I don't have therapy clients. Okay, cool. What do you have? Right? We have that's mindset. You have to stop looking at the things you don't have working and the things that aren't flowing for you just yet and transition to something else. I'm not saying build a separate business. Okay. I'm saying use your other skills for positioning and to get you in front of the clients who will then become therapy clients. It's a different type of approach, but that is why all of your eggs don't need to be in your therapy basket when you first start out. And as your coach, if you choose me, I will teach you how to do that. Okay. The next thing that I did is I started building relationships. Okay. So the foundations of all of my programs, Private Practice Ready, the CEO Clinician Vault, the group coaching program, and VIP coaching. Those of y'all that are like, yeah, I don't want to do the group, Cameisha. I want you one-on-one, higher investment, but you get more of my time, more of my undivided attention. But you have to have relationships if we're going to make any of these things work. I don't care what you're launching. If you decide to write a book, a course, start a podcast, your friends and family, your cousins are not customers. And I need y'all to understand that they have no obligation, they have no responsibility. They do not owe you shares, they do not owe you marketing efforts and initiatives, they're not responsible for making sure you get your message out into the world. They're not responsible for making sure that you get your business out into the world. They are not responsible for that. Therefore, you need other people who can help you do that. Nobody's responsible. And this is where you got to kind of do your big person things and just own it and say, okay, I'm responsible for marketing my practice. I'm responsible for making sure I get clients. I'm responsible for making sure I get paid. I'm responsible for my kids being able to stay in this private school so they don't have to go to public school that is overly populated, where teachers are underpaid, the neighborhood is not safe, they have multiple school shootings in the area, and they are on lockdown constantly. I'm responsible for making sure my kids don't have to go to a school like that. And if that is what you're responsible for and you are owning it, then that means we got to make sure you get paid. And part of the way you can really make sure that you get paid is through developing strategic relationships and partnerships. There are people right now who share my information. There are people right now who share the podcast, and that's how we get a chance to reach new therapists. Now, are they sharing because they want to? Yes. Are they sharing because they see the value in it? Yes. Are they sharing because they like me, they know me, they trust me? Yes. Are they sharing because I've probably helped them and worked with them, or I answer their questions and provide support as much as I can? Yes. All of those things matter. So it's not just a, hey, share my stuff. For what? Why would they do that? Right. But you need relationships with people who believe in you, with people who see what you do, people who see how you serve the community. You need those people to be on your team. You need those people to be a part of your life so it doesn't feel transactional. So I teach you guys through Private Practice Ready how to develop those relationships, how to nurture those relationships, how to show up for the people who are showing up for you so y'all can do life together, right? So some of the people that I coached 5 years ago, they're still in my life. They're still in my world. We're still checking in. How are your kids? I heard they started kindergarten this year. How'd it go? Like, I genuinely care about those things beyond just the business part of what it is that we do. So when you start taking ownership and you start building relationships, let me add this piece too, since we're here. You also have to start changing your mindset about relationships. So I know that many of you are introverted. I am also introverted, believe it or not. These videos, they do not bring me joy. They do not energize me. Doing podcasts, it does not energize me at all. I'd rather be on the couch reading a book in a blanket like I was yesterday for the holiday. Like, I love that. That gives me energy. However, I have to change my mindset about what it is that I do, because if I'm going to serve more therapists, it's going to require something of me if I'm an introvert or not. Y'all don't really care. I have what you need. What I teach resonates with you. My courses and coaching programs give you the step by step structure and strategy that you're looking for, that solves your problems. It helps you to not stay up all night looking in Facebook groups. It helps you to get off TikTok watching all these videos. It helps you to get out of YouTube University trying to figure out, how do I build a practice? How do I build a practice? You know what to do, and yet something is not clicking for you. And it's probably not clicking because you're trying to do something in a way that doesn't align with who you are. You're trying to do something in a way that doesn't align with your values. You're trying to do something that works for people that don't look like you. Oh, can we be real? Like, some of these marketing strategies and the way we show up, if you are a person of color, those same strategies won't work. If you are a person who is not a person of color, some of those same strategies will not work. And that's just the reality of the situation. All marketing strategies and tips do not work for everybody. So you have to do what works for you. I serve a lot of therapists who have other challenges. They have health problems, they have chronic illness, they don't know when their body's going to flare up. So we got to build a marketing plan that gives you space to be able to do what you do on your best days, even though those best days may be unpredictable. All of that's mindset and understanding what you need to do and when, and what you have capacity to offer the world. Okay. So those are some of the things you need to be thinking about as you're trying to build a caseload and prepare to leave your agency. Start asking yourself, do I have what I need in place? I know y'all want to have $5,000, $10,000 saved up. That would be great. But if you don't have that, cool. What do you have? What do you have in your hand? What relationships do you have? Those are assets. Okay. What relationships do you have? What opportunities do you have to get in front of your ideal clients, to be able to tell them about your services, to be able to tell them about who you are, what you do? What do you actually have from a mindset standpoint that can help you get there. And for those of you that are like, Kamisha, I don't know anything about mindset. I don't think I needed to have that. I'm just trying to get clients. I'm telling you now, the reason you don't have clients is because you've got a mindset problem, you got a business operations problem, and you need a real marketing strategy that's customized for what you do well. And we can work with that. Okay. So here's the last thing I started doing in order to build my caseload and leave my agency. Let's recap. Let me tell you, I know this is good because my whole system just dropped. Whatever, we're going to keep going. So, the last thing I did to leverage these opportunities was I started investing in myself. I started paying for courses. I went to the free stuff for as long as I could, but free will only get you so far. I started paying for courses. I started paying for coaches. I started paying for community. Sometimes you just got to be in a group with other people who are also building and trying to do what you do so you don't feel lonely in your practice. At a certain point, you are going to become more successful than the therapists who are in your circle. And instead of you being able to look to them for guidance and support and feedback on what you're working on, if that's a new website, if that's an email newsletter, if that's a landing page, instead of you being able to be inspired, you're going to become their teacher. You're going to become their mentor, and they're going to drain you eventually. So you need to be in environments where people are more successful than you, where people are doing better than you, or people are right where you are and you guys are building together so you can look to each other for support and encouragement and inspiration, and nobody's intimidated because y'all are on the same path. So there's a reason I serve newbies in a certain program called Private Practice Ready. There's a reason that you have to be at a certain place in your practice before you can enroll in the Vault membership group coaching program with me, because you need to have some things in place. It is not the program if you're just starting out and you don't have a clue what you're doing. There's a reason I screen people for VIP coaching, because you have to have the right mindset. You have to have some other things in place before you're actually ready for those type of programs. But you need the community, and you're going to have to pay for them. Facebook groups, they're community, but it's a lot of weird stuff happening in a Facebook group, and they're free. You have no investment. So you have no skin in the game that's going to make you show up for yourself. You have no skin in the game that's going to help you work hard, ask questions, get results, implement the coaching, implement the teaching and the trainings. You have nothing on the table that's going to make you do that, which is why a lot of y'all are just passively saying, well, is anyone else feeling bad about not having clients? And I don't have clients and but I get that, but at some point you have to move beyond that because you have a family to take care of, and you deserve to be able to sleep well at night knowing that you're taken care of, your practice is taken care of, and you can just show up and do therapy and rest and have a well balanced life. But you have to start investing in yourself in order to get what you need. Now, I know many of you are like, Kamisha, I don't have the money to make an investment. Okay, cool. I understand. But what are you going to do? Right? We have mindset wise, we have to move past the I don't have to figuring out what you do have. Like, you didn't even try to go get a business credit card or try to do a yard sale or try to use your side hustles and use your other skills to get some of the money that you need to make an investment. Some of the therapists that have invested with me, they started the program and they didn't know how they were going to get their next few payments, but they implemented the coaching, they got the money, that's how they made the rest of their payments. And so when y'all see them on my website with those testimonial videos, like I made my money back by the end of the program, there's a reason that they made their money back by the end of the program. They decided that they were going to make their money back by the end of the program. But all of that is what is required if you're going to build your caseload and you're going to leave your agency. You have to know how to run a business outside of your agency. You have to know how to be able to make decisions. And y'all are so smart. I need y'all to stop leaving your brains at home when it's time to make business decisions. You didn't have the money to go to grad school, but you figured it out. Even if you had to take a loan, you didn't want to, whatever, you figured it out. You also have to remember that when you see the value in something, you need to take advantage of it. Always, prices go up, inflation goes up, things are not on the table forever. We don't do the 3-day challenge forever. Like, whatever you see that is in front of you that is working and you know it's going to help you build your caseload and leave your agency, do it. Don't overthink it. If you get, this little tug at your heart that says, hey, this is where I need to be, this is who I need in my life to walk beside me as I'm building the private practice, then yes, go for it. It's not going to get easier for you the longer you wait. It's actually going to get harder because you're going to start talking yourself out of great opportunities and self-sabotaging things. And let me tell y'all this, another bonus that I learned when I started investing in myself when it came to building my business and my private practice. Like, your private practice is only one part of your overall business. But I also learned that when I started investing in myself, I started meeting new people, and those new people introduced me to other people. And I got a lot more relationships and partnerships than I ever would have had I done things on my own and had I continued to operate from a place of fear and scarcity and lack. And I know some of y'all have made some really bad investments and it didn't work out, and you blame the coach for it. And I know that I've done it too. I've had coach hurt and I've worked with people and I'm like, I did not get what I came for. And that bothered me. I know that happens. Okay. But if you see something and you know that this feels right, figure out what you need to do to make it work so that you can learn everything you can and you're not putting the responsibility on the coach, right? So even those of y'all that have worked with me, y'all know I don't work harder than you. I don't build your practices for you. I teach you what to do. I coach you on the industry and different strategies you can do that will work for you in your area where you are, that's definitely going to get you results. If you don't do it, or if you have to do it, or if you modify it, you may not be able to build your caseload as quickly as what you would like to, and you may have to be at your agency longer. Does not matter, but I want you guys to feel inspired because it's doable. I think I finished my hours for my LPC licensure in the spring, and then I left my agency in December of that same year. So, and the only reason I waited until I did was because I didn't want to leave. Like, I liked what I was doing. I liked doing group therapy. It was fun, but it was costing me money to stay because my practice was doing so well. And so that's also what pushed me. It was toxic at times, but I still loved the work that I did. And so I really hope this inspires you and lets you see that it's possible. You can build your caseload. You can leave your agency. I know you're scared, but you need to do some research. You need to learn business operations. You need to use your other skill set to fill your practice and to fill your caseload. You need to start building relationships. You need to work on your mindset. And so there's some things that need to be in place. It's not going to happen just because you want it. I got a problem with the manifestation people that are like, well, if you just daydream and you just think and you just visualize about having a private practice, it's going to happen. No, it is not. Okay. If people don't know you, people don't know you. If people don't know you even have a practice that exists, they're not sending referrals to you. Like, there's no way that's going to happen. So you have to be realistic with what's possible and be honest with yourself about what you're doing to make it work. And don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Sometimes the investment is time. Sometimes the investment is money. Sometimes the investment is pushing past your fear of just being in community, doing a live video, getting on camera, do whatever you have to do to build your caseload and leave your agency if that is what you want. Okay. I'm not pushing you. Some of y'all need to stay. Again, I'm not saying jump out here full time, but if you desire this life of full time private practice, it's going to take you some work, but it's doable. And I teach new therapists how to do it in 60 days. By the time people finish working with me and they get to their 90-day work, a lot of them leave. And if they don't leave, it's not because they can't. They do have the option. And that's what I'm in the business of doing, is giving therapists their options. So that's all I have for y'all. Real quick, if you are a new therapist and anything I have said resonates with you, even if you're an established therapist and you're like, Cameisha, I need to come back. Like, I need to come back to the challenge, whatever. So July 17th through the 19th, I am doing another free 3-day training on how to set up, structure, and market your private practice. We're going deeper into my exit strategy. We're going deeper into branding, into marketing, into business operation, preparing for compensation, deeper into mindset, confidence, self sabotage. And then some of you guys, I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with me if you are ready. And if you're like, no, give me a shot, wait till next year. I'm telling you now, you can wait till next year. I plan to continue to coach, but what will be different is the investment. Everything's going up. Your prices should go up. My prices are going up. So if you need that, then let's do it. Okay. So click the link in the description for this video. grab your spot for the free 3-day challenge. We're doing it a little different this time, and I'm including a bonus training on Thursday for how to be the 20th. So y'all get an additional day with me. So I'm going to teach you how to be creative and not just clinical in your private practice. So it's going to be really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you share this out with another new therapist who needs it. And I will see you guys next time. And some of y'all, I will see y'all at the challenge. So talk to you soon. Have a good day.